Tom, it's been 5 days since you've last played an international game of cricket. Um, any thoughts on what's an ideal gap that you should have between ODIs and especially in a World Cup like this?
I guess there's no perfect scenario. I think if you look at our games throughout this tournament, we've had some shorter breaks, we've had some slightly bigger gaps. But I guess when you come to the middle of the tournament or towards the back end of the tournament, I think it's making sure guys are fresh and ready to go, and sometimes those longer breaks can come at a perfect time. So I guess that's something that's out of our control. Ideally, a few more than a couple of days, but yeah, look, we're ready to go. We've obviously had a few days here, staying here, which has been great, and yeah, boys, be looking forward to getting going tomorrow.
So continuing to this, that Australia already gained momentum of victory last time. So you have already experienced this ground, and it is very new for Australia. Do you have any change in strategy?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, it's a day game, so that obviously, whether that changes things or not from a conditions point of view, that's probably the only difference. But I think playing here obviously gives you a little bit of an advantage. Obviously, understanding conditions a little bit more and what the surface potentially may be like. It's obviously hard to know what that will be until you get into the game. So for us, as I've said, being prepared and trying to adapt as best you can is sort of what we've been about this tournament, and I feel like we've done that reasonably well, pretty quickly, as being able to adapt to each surface. So again, tomorrow's another opportunity for us to try stand up and do that as quick as we can, and if we can do that, well, quickly enough, then hopefully that will put us on the front foot.
Just wanted to ask you about Mitch Santner. For those who don't watch New Zealand that much, they kind of might have been surprised by how well he's gone at this World Cup. I mean, have you guys been surprised by how effective he is, and kind of given Australia have struggled a bit against Latham spin at different points? How important is he tomorrow?
Yeah, we certainly haven't been surprised at all. We've seen the work that he's put in day out, and I think the performances that he's had in the one-day game, but also in the T20 game, he's had many experiences over here in the IPL for a few years now. So we understand, I guess, what he brings, and obviously conditions back home obviously don't suit spin as much, and I guess seeing him come here and apply his skill and do what he's pretty much done for us for a long period of time, and I guess it's nice for him to get a few rewards for, I guess, the hard work that he's put in. So he's obviously been a valued member of the side for a long time, and I guess he's able to bowl in every situation, whether that be at the top in the first 10, through the middle, and obviously at the back end. So he's very adaptable for us, which is great, and I guess someone that can spin the ball on pretty much any surface is really, I guess, vital. And when it is turning, he can obviously get plenty of turn, which is great. So again, another great opportunity for him tomorrow, and hopefully he can stand up again.
And just about your own batting position, Tom, you batted at 4-5 for quite a few years in one-day cricket, but has it changed in the last 18 months, with the field changes, and you see different kinds of batters being used, like disruptors, like even Australia brought in Josh Inglis for Alex Carey. So has that changed your role much at all, or even how you go about it?
I don't think so, not from a middle order point of view. I think batting in the middle order, for me it's about trying to be adaptable as much as you can. You could be in at 30 for 3, or you could be in at 200 for 3, so you kind of got to adapt the way that you play, as best you can, and I guess that's something about the middle order. You just don't know what situation you're going to be in, so I guess trying to plan for all situations, and just trying to read the way you need to play in that situation, whether you're batting with someone that's, I guess, a set batter, or whether there's two new guys. So it's just trying to gauge that as best you can, and understand your blueprint as a team, how you guys want to operate. So we've obviously seen throughout this tournament, guys in the middle order have been obviously getting on with it, but I think that's sort of the situation that they've been in's allowed them to do that. So I guess, just as I said, just trying to be adaptable as best you can is probably the most important thing for me.
Tom, since you said that you watch every game, I'm going to ask you one last question.
I wouldn't say every ball, but
Are you surprised at the way this tournament's gone? I mean, you and India are the only two teams who've maintained kind of the same level at which you're playing. The other teams have had good days, have had bad days. Does that surprise you at all at the difference in the win and loss margins kind of situation in this tournament?
Yeah, I guess it just shows that anyone can beat anyone on their day. You got to turn up on that specific day and put out a good performance. We've obviously seen a few upsets throughout this tournament, and I guess that just shows you can't take anything for granted. I just said earlier that every game's worth 2 points, so every game's just as important as the next. So. Yeah, I think just making sure you're able to prepare and plan as best you can, for every game is vitally important. So whether that be at the start of the tournament, in the middle, at the back end, for us it doesn't change. We're taking every game, just like, every game. So yeah, I guess it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks to see how things pan out.